Friends, welcome to this special day, the Bhandara of the great master, Hazur Maharaj Baba Sawan Singh, whose picture you can see here. He was my master. Everything I share with you, I learned from him. This man with the white beard, he changed my life. And he changed the lives of thousands of other people that I knew. That one man can have that effect on so many people's lives is remarkable. And he was not a teacher. People thought he's a teacher. He used to say, there are thousands of teachers all over. They are teaching the same spiritual teachings that the mystics and the great master has taught. The teachings are in thousands of books. You can go to the library and see there are thousands of books that you can read and learn about the same teachings. Teachers are in abundance, but a perfect living master is a very rare thing. Great master mentioned that if you really want to know how many perfect living masters there are in this world, in this present age, which has more masters than before, they could all be counted on the fingers of your hands. There is a very rare occurrence of a perfect living master. A perfect living master has a different way of doing his work. His work is to take the marked souls back home, to their eternal, original home, from where the souls all came out. Our spirits and souls were born out of one single totality of consciousness, and the ability to go back and merge in that consciousness lies with the perfect living masters. Perfect living masters come here. They pretend to be teachers. They pretend to be teachers because our mind loves to listen to a teacher. They are doing this only to satisfy our mind. They teach us how to meditate. It's just to satisfy our mind. They tell us the ritual of meditation, discourses, things external. These are all external things they do to satisfy our mind. They ask us to read books. It is only to satisfy our mind. You can read all the books of the world all over and over again, all your life, you'll get no enlightenment. They know it. Yet they say, go and read more books to satisfy our mind. Each one has a consciousness and a soul and a spirit that is constantly longing to go back home. They are not creating a longing for you. The longing is already there. It's the longing of the spirit that makes us feel lonely in this universe. We are always lonely. We always want to be loved and to love somebody. This is coming from the soul, from the spirit. There is no exception to this rule. Everybody wants this. And yet the mind comes in the way. The thinking mind becomes an obstacle. The thinking mind attaches us to things outside of ourselves, to things that have been created temporarily. And those attachments, and because of those attachments, more desires for more attachments, they create a trap around us by which the loneliness of the spirit, the longing of the spirit to return home to its own totality, to its own reality, is lost, and we live a life of the mind and not the life of the spirit. These mystics, these perfect living masters come here to reconnect us to our own spirit, to reconnect us and tell us who we really are, that we are not our minds, we are not our sense perceptions, we are not our bodies. These are just covers upon ourselves. We are wearing these covers in order to have different experiences. We generated these covers upon ourselves through our consciousness, so we can have different experiences. But they do not mean that the cover itself becomes ourselves. I am wearing a jacket today to impress my friend Mark. He's going to take a picture of me. He's going to take a picture of me. But suppose I start believing I am the jacket. It will be a big mistake. Anything that happens, if my jacket gets torn, I say I am torn. Anything that happens to the jacket, I'll ascribe it to myself. That will be terrible. You will all laugh at me. But we are doing the same thing to our bodies, which we are wearing like jackets. Our physical bodies are no more than temporary jackets we are wearing. And yet, we associate all our happiness, unhappiness with what is happening to our bodies. Even our sense perceptions, the ability to have these 5 perceptions, we think our own experiences. They have just been made an agency, an instrument to experience the things around us. They are not ourselves. Even the thinking mind, which is supposed to be our own self. A philosopher said, I think, therefore I am. Made a big mistake. He should have said, I am, therefore I am, but I have a mind that can think, which would be the correct statement. By associating yourself with the mind and then believing that you are the mind, it's just like saying you are the jacket. These are all jackets upon ourselves. Our real self is total consciousness, pure spirit, the ability to be aware, the ability to create, the ability to experience what we create. That's our true self. And we are able to achieve that while we are here through the help of somebody who has already achieved it. What is the definition of a perfect living master? A definition of a perfect living master is one who has perfected his journey to his own himself. And when you perfect your journey to your own self, you find there was only one self. Everything else was illusion, was all created. Therefore, you discover at the end that we thought we are so many we are merely an illusion, a reflection of the only one. That's our journey. A perfect living master, by his own experience, is able to help us and take us back home. It's very rare to come across a perfect living master. People sometimes ask me, have you heard the names of these masters? And I tell them, yes, most of the time I have not only heard them, I have seen them. Some of the young masters today have grown up. I've seen them growing up as little kids. One master I saw 1 hour after he was born, and he's a very popular master. There are so many. So when people ask me, how do you rate these masters? Who are the perfect ones amongst them? I tell you, any master who says go within yourself to discover the truth, I support him. It doesn't matter how far he has gone or how far he has progressed, because he's telling you the right direction to discover the truth, which is within yourself. It hardly matters how far he has taken you, because you can only go as far as the master can take you. And each master will take you up to the point where he has himself gone. But if he's taking you the right direction, and your seeking is strong, your longing for the reality is strong, you are bound to meet a master who will take you to your true home. It doesn't really matter. There can be intervening masters that come into our life. Then great master explained. He says, no effort goes waste on the spiritual path. Whatever you did there was a preparatory step for you to come to me. Therefore, don't think that you wasted anything there, neither time nor money. It's all gone into your account. And you had to do that before you could come to me. So this is a teaching that great master shared, that when we come across so many teachers, we start our life as infants with our mothers. They teach us. We meet teachers in church. We meet teachers in places that we go for training, for exposure. All those are steps on the spiritual path. Nothing is amiss. We should not feel that we did not find a perfect living master, therefore we are not on the spiritual path. If your seeking is strong, if you are fed up with the experience you are having here, and you say to yourself, this is not my place, I want to go to what truly belongs to me, you will find a perfect living master. Indeed, you won't know how to find him. Therefore, fortunately for us, the perfect living master will find you. That's what they say in India. When the chela is ready, the guru appears. They don't say that when a chela is ready, when a disciple is ready, he can find a guru. He says when he's ready, a guru appears. How does he appear? He appears through coincidence, chance meetings, chance knowledge transferred by one or the other, strange little happenings, strange conversation with a person, strange opening of a book, strange telephone call, strange sign on a road sign while driving. Anything can happen and lead you to a perfect living master. And then you will never be able to recognize a perfect living master. Because a perfect living master does not say he is a master. He does not even act like a master. If you want to talk to a perfect living master and say, are you a master? He'll say, no, I am a servant of my own master. Great master was asked several times, are you a master? He said, not at all. He said, did Guru Nanak, who's the first master of the Sikh community, on whose name the whole Guru Granth Sahib, the holy book, has written, and every 10 masters who were written in that, recorded in that, each one called themselves a servant of Nanak, and Nanak himself calls himself Nanak Das, a servant of the Lord. None of them ever claimed, no master has ever claimed Of course, if it's not a perfect living master, then the ego comes in and they like to claim. Perfect living master don't need to claim. Why should they? They know what their job is. They know who the marked souls are for whom they have come. They know through what process these souls have passed and at what time they have come to them. And they know how to process their cases for going back home. They know how to become like them. Because ultimately, if they are not teachers, if perfect living masters are not teachers, what is their method? How do they take us back home? They take us back home through the power of love. Somebody once asked me to write a chapter in a book. An author in India was writing a book on the spiritual path. He asked me if I can help him by writing one chapter on the method that I learned from my master. I said, I can help you, but it will be a small chapter, maybe one word, at the most two. What is that one word you're talking about which represents the whole of the spiritual path? One word is love. If you want to make it two, it's called love and devotion. That's the whole path. We don't realize that the rest is all for our mind. These perfect living masters, they drag us to themselves through the power of love. That's ultimately the love pulls us, because love does not originate in the mind. Love does not originate in the senses. Love does not originate in the body. It originates from our spirit. It's a function of the soul. It's not a function of the mind or the body or the senses. Therefore, they go to the source. And since the source is the soul, the spirit, and love comes from there, even now when you have experience of love, even with all these covers around you, it's still coming from your soul. So the soul is what is your reality. So before you can discover your home, true home, you discover who you are. If you know you are the soul, the spirit, the consciousness per se, without thoughts, without mind, without senses, without the body, if that is your reality, that's a starting point of the spiritual journey. Great Master used to say that the Pinda region, which means the physical region, is only a short experience for us here. The Anda region, which is the egg region, or the region which creates the Pinda region, or which creates the reflection called the Pinda region, itself has a longer duration, but it only gives us more sensory experiences. It does not give us physical experiences, still gives us a lot of sensory experiences. The causal region, the Karan region, which is the cause of everything, is only the home of the mind. The universal mind creates individuated minds, and all concepts are born there. They get translated into ideas. Ideas are translated into perceptions and so on. But these are all tools for experience. They don't represent us, our true reality. Our reality is beyond this Pinda, Anda, and causal Karan, where Brahma, the creator, resides. Even Brahman, the ultimate creator of all these three regions, he's just serving as an instrument to create experiences for us. That's not where we belong. That's not even a spiritual path. That's the path of understanding creation. Great Master said his path starts from Parbrahm, beyond the mind, and ends in Sachkhand, our true home. He said, unless you first discover who you are, that you are the spirit, and your home is the spiritual totality of consciousness, if you don't go that far, you're not on a spiritual path really. You're only moving around in different parts of creation. So his path was very clear. And he said the best way to pull you there is with your own power of love. So what the masters do is that they teach you things to keep the mind busy. You fall in love with them for one simple reason. Because a perfect living master's love is so different from the worldly love we experience. The difference is in the unconditional nature of that love. They are never judgmental. There is never any judgment coming into how they express their love for you. The love is for you whether you are good or bad. They are not judging anything. They are in great compassion, knowing you are trapped by your own mind. You're trapped with your own karma, with your own actions and reactions to that. They understand it. They are full of love and compassion for your state in which you are. Therefore, they give you unconditional love. Unconditional love from somebody who, if you get initiated, becomes a permanent friend, obviously changes your life.